Hey, what's up everybody? Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we're checking out my top 3 favorite mid-ranges for beginners. If you're new to disc golf or you haven't played in a long time, these are 3 molds that I highly suggest that you try out sooner than later. Now the first disc I want to talk about is the Latitude 64 Fuse. What I like about the Fuse is it has a very easy to control, relatively dead straight flight. It's not so understable or flippy as some people say, to where it's going to want to turn over and go super hard from left to right. It's going to be a disc that can handle a good bit of power and give you a nice, comfortable straight line with a consistent fade at the end of the flight. The Fuse is also a disc that comes in a bunch of different plastics. I find the Frost Fuse, it's extra gummy and flexible. It's also extra understable. So when I pair it with this Goldline Fuse that's a little bit more stable, I can have 2 discs that feel the same, that fulfill 2 very different flight characteristics. So we'll start with the Frost Fuse, then we'll throw the Gold Fuse, and then we'll go into number 2 on the list. But I love, especially when it's nice and cold, this Frost Fuse. It's a bit gummier, a little bit more supple. It's right around 40 degrees out today, but this disc, I can still really sink my fingers into it because it is so flexible and gummy. So this is the Frost Fuse. So I threw that shot very, very hard, but as you can see, we're still getting a nice and comfortable fade back to the left at the end of the flight. So it's not super understable to the point where it's just going to hold that left to right shot the whole way. It's actually going to have a little bit of fade at the end of the flight. Now this Goldline Fuse is going to be a lot more stiff, not nearly as flexible. I actually like the feel in hand of that other one better when it's cold, but almost in any other weather conditions, between the added stability and a little bit more stiff feel in hand, except for when it's cold, I probably like this Gold Ice one a lot more. You can see very similar flight characteristic, still that nice controllable fade at the end. I can torque on that Gold Ice one a little bit harder than I can the Frost one. The next disc on the list, number 2, is going to be the James Conrad Detour. The Detour features a -2 turn instead of the -1 turn that the Fuse has. This disc also features a 1 fade as opposed to the Fuse's 0 fade. So this is a disc that you're going to be able to get a little bit more shot shaping out of. It's not going to be exactly so dead straight. It's going to get a little bit more left to right moving action, and then a little bit more right to left moving action at the end of the flight. So this is a disc for someone who really likes to play with their angles, hyzer flip to straight, flat to turn, or super high up on a lot of anhyzer and get it to turn all the way to the ground. This is like that do-it-all shot shaper mid-range that I feel like everybody has fun throwing. So let's throw the Detour next. We'll just throw it nice and hard and flat. So a bit more left to right action, but still that nice little controlled fade at the end. And that's pretty much parked under that basket in the trees there. Then we have the Glow version, which I found flies starkly similar to the Neutron version. I suggest you get one of these Halloween ones. You can get one at the link in the description below and save 10% just because they are limited edition and they look a little bit cooler. But as you can see, exact same flight characteristics. That's a disc that's fun for the whole family. Very easy, pretty much for anyone to pick up and throw. Now the last disc is probably the easiest one to throw for beginners. This is going to be the Mint Discs Lobster. I have it in the see-through eternal plastic, and I also have it in the Glow version. Again, these honestly fly the exact same, but if you plan on playing any Glow, the Mint discs are produced by MVP, and with that being said, their Glow plastic is up to the highest quality standard, especially from the newer runs. If you want a really nice glowing one that you can play with at night, you're going to want to get one from the newest run, which has this lobster guy stamp on it. Again, you can get these at the link in the description below and you'll save 10% by using my storefront. We'll throw the Eternal one and then we'll throw the Glow one. The Mint Discs Lobster is one of my most fun and favorite discs to throw. It features very similar flight to the Detour, but probably even easier to get to have turn in the mid-flight. You don't need to throw this disc quite as hard to get that shot shaping action that you saw out of the Detour. This is just going to get you there a little bit easier. Now let's throw it a little bit harder, a little bit more nose down, and we'll just get it to move from left to right all the way to the ground. Look at that, flying from left to right all the way to the ground. But anyway, guys, that's my top 3 favorite mid-ranges for beginners. Super fun and easy to pick up and throw. You can check out any of these over at Disc Golf Deals USA. Stay humble, live with gratitude. Catch you in the next one, and take care.